My father was a Depression man and went through World War II. When I was young, he told me, "Son, I'm doing this for you. Work my ass off at the store. They also serve who stand and wait. It won't be like it was before. You're a man of 48. He looked at me. What did he see? A skinny, homely kid, dressed like Hopalong Cassidy. He should have had no hope. He did. America was on the rise. He could afford a Buick 6 and looked out with a wild surmise, ignoring asterisks. America, the factories, the sales were on its shears. Good times for everyone, even for the queers, like my dear old Uncle Joe, living in Long Beach, driving a fine Jaguar with his friend the Georgia Peach. They didn't need no credit cards, paid with hard-earned cash, drank martinis at zinc bars, and watched the young boys flash. Chatted about Fabian, then went home and watched TV. And once even my Uncle Joe turned and said to me, "You're born under a good sign, son, not like your mom and dad. Those were hard times, son, miserable and bad." Then he looked away, remembering, who knows, or watched the wheel of fortune turning as it goes. Down the years, a trail of tears, ah, what a horrible fate. There's no applause and no cheers for the men of 48. And now I'm old and out in the cold, but I can see me yet. A little big-eared fellow reading Tom Corbett's Space Cadet and going to the movies, watching The Man with the Atomic Brain, and slowly, slowly catching on. We are all insane. My father running from hard times, working every day, listening to the midnight chimes. For you, they're far away, son. For you, they're far away. But it didn't seem that way to me, riding on my bike past the steel mill houses where the sign said, "I like Ike." Or that time we took a Boy Scout trip to the missile site. Lived in Dr. Strangelove times. We're going down, we're going down, we're going down the night. We made it out of high school back in '66. Someone went away to college, some went to old Fort Dix. I went away to college, got a letter. "What's going on?" "I wish I was in that college, but now I'm at Quezon." "Hey, I heard that Johnny got killed over here. I'm leaving in a couple days. Been here a whole damn year. Sorry about not writing. Something's wrong with me." Then I got another letter. Absolutely Sweet Marie was playing on the stereo as I began to read. "I just quit and I'm on the run. I just left Walter Reed." Bill was a man of 48. Sometimes it gets so hard, you see. But he had jumped the railroad gate, had some other place to be. Absolutely Sweet Marie. He was a man of 48. He served, but did not stand the wait. I never heard from him again, but I always will remember when we stayed out late on Halloween, and he told me that he had seen a sign outside the Bongo Club, that home of Black Beelzebub, "Tonight only, Howlin' Wolf." And he told me Jimmy Valentine said he could get us some fine wine, and said that he would meet us there, right in back beneath the stair, but I was too damn scared to go. Jimmy was a poor Negro, and I went home, and so did Bill, past the groaning old steel mill. If I had gone, I would have become insane. Smokestack lightning in my brain, and one Fred said, "By this you see, you are just a bourgeoisie." My friend who loved the Grateful Dead and put a bullet through his head. Why, it was damn hard to tell. I guess I didn't know him well. My father had a candy store, but it was more than that, and you could go to Tuck's next door if you wanted to buy a hat. And up the street is Sunray Drugs, Woolworths and Newberry's, and then the old Coatesville Hotel where the hunchbacked bellboy tarried. And then there is John's Barber Shop across from the railway station, and a Temple Dark near Central Park, the Fraternal Order of the Masons, and a lumber yard and coal yard too, and a house where Donna Forte wiggles to 45s on summer nights, across from the Fraternal Order of the Eagles. Dances on a row house porch until her father comes back home and yells at her to get inside. She's shocked at Church of Rome. And we even had an old town clock. I thought I could hear it tick and tock. The steel mill closed, the clock ticked on, the radio chattered of Saigon. We were the men of 48. And now I can barely recall that date, the date they said that Saigon fell. We were moving on and said, "Oh well. There's a panic there in Needle Park. We're going down, it's getting dark. We're going down, it's getting dark." My friend Tommy was a fag, and once on an amphetamine jag, drove his Datsun through the rain. The 8-track only played Love Train. Drove from Philly to L.A., got there but he couldn't stay. Drove back to Philly that same day. Those good times will not come again. Driving through the rain. But man, I hate that song, Love Train. Died of AIDS in 82. What else is a poor boy supposed to do? Mary said, I have a plan. I'm reading Teilhard de Chardin. I can remember what she said when I suggested Alfred North Whitehead. We were high on LSD, and I was happy that she spoke to me. Jimi Hendrix was on the wall, and she seemed so frail and small, and trembled. Outside it snowed, and she said she hated on the road. We went out in the snow with her boyfriend Jack. I always remember, don't look back. Next year I heard that she was dead, in a car accident, they said. For what it's worth, she's ever here, in the trembling noosphere. The fog conspires, the taxi honks, Fort Apache, the Bronx. On my way to see my friend Kevin, starving artist, son of heaven, looking for his tenement. Holding the postcard he sent, please come up and see me, Joe, I'm in trouble. I don't know. No more words, here's the address. Who the hell is that? I guess just some drunk collapsed on the steps. Yeah, of course, it's goddamn Kevin. Starving artist, son of heaven, shake him. He wakes up, says, Joe, you're just in time, come on, let's go. Gets up and falls back down, gets up again and looks around. Then up the stairs we go in, Kevin shooting heroin. What are you doing, is what I said. You keep this up and you'll be dead. Takes the needle out, says, oh, holy Christ, we gotta go. New Year's Eve, and what rough beast. Jimi Hendrix at the Fillmore East. 2 tickets Kevin had somehow. A taxi, and we get it now. Kevin nodding, and through that night, speeding through the strange, sad light of New York, 1968. Kevin mumbles, we'll be late. We're there, and suddenly he's awake. Cuts into the long, long line. He has a ticket. I have mine. Bill Graham says, with no more ado, here he is. What could I do? Told Kevin, keep up that shit and you'll be dead. Shut up, get serious, is what he said. The fall conspires, the taxi honks, Fort Apache, the Bronx. On my way to see my friend Kevin, starving artist, son of heaven. 1 year later, I was right. And so we all go down tonight. You can't go to the movies in groups of 6, the old sergeant says. I'm at Fort Dix. Just after basic, a general alarm. Fort Dix is overrun by guys back from Vietnam. What crap, I thought, and walked on down the hill. The army says, don't do this. I say, I will. Go with one another, some guy named Sam who tells me he can't wait to go to Vietnam. From some town in Ohio, maybe Martin's Ferry, at least I hope. Man, I am very, very... I don't know what the hell I mean by this. Something about fate, whatever this is. New to me and caught up. And here am I, from here to eternity, crossed with Catcher in the Rye. Unreal just then, so I go. Why ever tarry? Go with a nitwit from Ohio to see Dirty Harry, and slump up from my seat, in my most insouciant manner, to stand ironically for the Star-Spangled Banner. The audience, Jesus Christ, all stoned or drunk. They cheer and cheer. Do you feel lucky, punk? I don't. Leave. Go back and lie in my bunk, asking myself all night, do you feel lucky? Do you feel lucky, punk? So that.